So, good day everyone. For today, we will be talking about poetry. First, we will be define what poetry. Then, second, we will be talking about a poem entitled A Dream, written by Edgar Allan Poe. And lastly, we will be talking about the poetic elements or the poetic devices used in that poem. So, allow me to share my screen. So first, we will define what poetry is all about. When we say poetry, it is a literature that evokes a concentrated imaginative awareness of experience or a specific emotional response through language chosen and arranged for its meaning, sound, and rhythm. So, A Dream by Edgar Allan Poe. So, allow me to read the poem. In visions of the dark night, I have dreamed of joy departed, but a waking dream of life and light had left me broken hearted. Ah, what is not a dream by day to him whose eyes are cast on things around him with a ray turned back upon the past? That holy dream, while all the world were chiding, hath cheered me as a lovely beam, a lonely spirit guiding. What though that light through storm and night so trembled from afar? What could there be more purely bright in Fruitsdale star? So poetic elements, when we say poetic elements, poetry may have a strict structure or none at all, but poetic devices are used in many different styles of poetry. A poet may use poetic devices to establish rhythm, enhance the meaning of a poem, or intensify a mood or feeling. It simply means these are tools used by authors or writers to convey their emotions, ideas, and themes to make text more appealing to the reader. So now let's proceed to the poetic elements that use in a poem entitled A Dream. So first, we have the assonance. When we say assonance, in poetry, it is the repetition of the sound of vowel in the same line. For example, in the poem, the first stanza, the third line, but a waking dream of life and light. It is the sound of I. It is very obvious, but a waking dream of life and light. And then the second one, the sound of E in the third line in third stanza. Had cheered me as a lovely beam. So did you get it? So let's proceed to the consonants. When we say consonants, it is the repetition of consonant sounds in the same line. For instance, in this first stanza, in the first line, in visions of dark night. So it is very obvious that the sound or the sound of N in that line, the visions of dark night. So another one, we have the alliteration. When we say alliteration, it is the repetition of consonant sounds at the beginning of words or stressed syllables. So alliteration, the sound of letter W or W, W, W. In that second line in third stanza, allow me to read, while all the world were chiding. Next, we have the repetition. Furthermore, when we say repetition, it refers to the repetition of sentences, phrases, lines, or stanzas. So in that third stanza, that holy dream. So it is very obvious that holy dream was repeated. Then next, we have the imagery. Imagery refers to a vivid and colorful type of representation that appeals to the senses and imagination of the reader. So in this second line, in the first stanza, I have dreamed of joy departed. So it's like it was involved in the sense of sight. The author was able to see that he dreamed about of that joy departed. So like he was able to see that he is sad, or he's feeling sorrow. Then the next one, while all the world were chiding. So when we say chiding, it is same with scolding, or like it is speak out in angry. So in here, for me, it involved the sense of hearing or sense of hear, because the author was able to hear that world is in chaos or world is anger. And then the last one, a lonely spirit guiding. So it acts like a guide that helps him through his everyday life. So he was able to see that lonely spirit guiding. That it talks about that holy dream, a lonely spirit guiding. Then the next one, we have the personification. When we say personification, animals, plants, and even inanimate objects are given human characteristics, resulting in a poem rich in imagery and description. So in the third stanza, that holy dream, while all the world were chiding, hot cheered me as a lovely beam, a lonely spirit guiding. So uh, in here, it is personified as if a dream is a spiritual teacher who can guide him. That holy dream, a lonely spirit guiding. Then the next one, we have the symbolism. When we say symbolism, it is sometimes used to communicate a particular message to the audience. This literary device is often used by writers as a means of creative expressions. So dreams symbolize hope and sadness. So, so in line with the theme, A Dream, written by Edgar Allan Poe, a great American writer, wrote this poem is one of the best poems about thoughts and hope. So it describes a speaker waking and dreaming state and the brief moments of light and hope he experiences. And in addition to that, the central theme of this poem is that life is not a fairy tale and that is not what he had imagined. He has discovered that life is difficult and not at all what he had imagined after being told all the lies about life. So in line with the main idea or theme of the poem, poetic devices like symbolism. Isn't it, as I was mentioned a while ago in the symbolism, dreams symbolize hope and sadness. So why sadness? In personification, it connects that the speaker wants to be guided wherever path he will be striving. It's like he's pointing out that holy dream, a lonely spirit guiding. So on the other hand, why sadness? So the speaker starts this piece by describing a dark or disturbing dream he had. This dream, as well as the feelings he felt during it, are not new to him. He is often overwhelmed by the darkness brought on by these thoughts, and he has a lot of experience with it. So in comparison, he claims that having a successful dream will be much more surprising because it is so unlike his everyday life. So it mirrors that being hopeful in life. So another one, in imagery, I have dreamed of joy departed, as it was stated in the theme of the poem. So it's like he was left by the joy and happiness. That's why he felt that he's in sorrow. So as I was mentioned a while ago, the theme is dream and sorrow. Finally, to conclude my presentation, you have to stay positive, be optimist, and stay optimistic. So try to look at the positive vibes. Try to look those positive vibes for you to be able to have this motivation to strive harder in life, no matter how dark or no matter how lonely or sad that you are feeling right now. We will claim that in the future we will be happy. We deserve to be happy in that unending happiness. So once again, stay positive and stay optimistic. Despite those challenges that we are facing right now, all of those will be worth it at the end. Just go with the flow, keep striving in life, and think positive. That would be all. Thank you.